The American dream didn't just die, it was murdered.
August 15th, 1971. Nixon closes the gold window.
It's supply and demand warfare. You're the casualty.
The wealthy buy assets. The middle class buys debt.
Debt is how they keep you running on the treadmill.
A 30-year mortgage is 30 years of servitude.
You'll pay twice the home's value in interest alone.
The bank owns your home. You own the privilege to pay.
Miss 3 payments. They take everything you built.
This system was designed to extract maximum wealth.
From your labor, from your debt, from your dreams.
Meanwhile, the investor class pays cash and waits. The dollar was unshackled from reality that day.
No debt, no interest, just pure appreciation.
They use inflation as a weapon. You suffer as collateral.
Every dollar printed is a dollar stolen from your savings.
The inflation tax is the cruelest tax of all.
Because you can't vote it away or avoid it.
It happens while you sleep, silently compounding daily.
By the time you notice, years have been stolen. This is why boomers could buy homes easily.
The money was still connected to reality then.
Today's dollar is backed by nothing but debt and hope.
Money was no longer scarce. It became infinite.
And hope is not a store of value.
So what's the solution? Stop playing their game. You can't save your way to wealth anymore.
Saving cash is financial suicide in an inflationary world.
You must own assets that inflate faster than currency.
Real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, commodities, anything scarce.
Scarcity is the only shield against money printing.
They can print dollars. They can't print land.
They can print money. They can't print Bitcoin.
Own what's finite. Avoid what's infinite.
And when money is infinite, your labor becomes worthless.
This is the only way out of the trap.
But here's the catch. Assets are expensive now because everyone with printed money bought them first.
You're arriving late to a party you were never invited to.
The first receivers of printed money always win.
This is called the Cantillon effect.
Banks and institutions get fresh money first. By the time it reaches you, it's devalued already.
You receive the money last and the inflation first.
This isn't a bug, it's the core feature.
In 1971, the average home cost $25,000.
The system extracts from the many to enrich the few.
And housing is the perfect extraction mechanism. Everyone needs shelter. It's the ultimate leverage point.
Control housing, and you control the population. They've turned Maslow's hierarchy into a subscription service.
Food, shelter, healthcare, all rented, never owned.
You will own nothing. They own everything.
And they call this progress.
But there's still a path forward for the aware.
Start small. Buy fractional real estate through REITs. The average income was $10,000. That's 2.5 times.
Dollar cost average into index funds aggressively.
Learn about Bitcoin and scarce digital assets.
Invest in skills that create income, not just jobs.
Multiple income streams beat a single paycheck always.
Become the investor, not the invested upon.
This requires financial education they never taught you.
The school system creates workers, not wealth builders.
You must educate yourself in the dark arts of money.
Read, learn, invest, repeat. That's the cycle.
Every successful person owns assets that work for them. Today, the average home costs $420,000.
Your job is active income. Assets create passive income.
Active income has a ceiling. Passive income has none.
Time is the scarcest resource. Money can be printed.
Don't trade your finite time for infinite currency.
Instead, trade currency for time-producing assets.
Assets buy back your time and attention.
This is what the wealthy understand that you don't. They own the machines. You are the machine.
The game was designed this way intentionally, but knowing the rules lets you play differently.
The average income is $60,000. That's 7 times. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can.
Every empire started with a single investment.
The best time to start was 1971. The second best is now.
Waiting for the perfect moment means never starting.
Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time.
The system wants you confused, scared, and waiting. Break the paralysis. Take the first step today.
Because every day you wait, they print more money.
And every dollar printed pushes homeownership further away.
This is why you will never own a home.
You need triple the financial power just to break even.
Unless you stop playing by their rules and start playing to win.
19. This isn't inflation. This is systematic wealth extraction.
The weapon wasn't a gun, it was a printer.
And it's only getting worse.
Let's follow the money through the decades.
22. The 1970s. Stagflation begins its silent theft.
Your parents' dollar lost 7% annually for a decade.
24. The 1980s. Volcker raises rates to 20%.
25. Home ownership became a luxury for the wealthy only.
26. Audio. The 1990s. Greenspan's Goldilocks economy begins the bubble.
27. Audio. Low rates made debt cheap and speculation easy.
The 2000s. The housing ATM was opened wide.
29. Audio. They told you your home was an investment. To find the killer, we go back to 1971.
30. Audio. It was actually the collateral for their casino. 31. Wall Street bundled mortgages into weapons of mass destruction.
32. They rated garbage AAA and sold it worldwide.
Subprime wasn't a mistake, it was the strategy.
By 2007, the trap was set perfectly.
September 2008, Lehman Brothers collapses at dawn.
The too big to fail era had arrived.
The banks were bailed out within days.
Homeowners were left to drown in foreclosures.
10 million families lost their homes completely.
They told you to save cash, but cash is trash.
The bankers got bonuses. You got bankruptcies.
This was the greatest wealth transfer in history.
But the Federal Reserve had just begun printing.
Quantitative easing, a fancy term for counterfeiting.
From 2008 to 2014, they printed $4 trillion.
That money never reached your paycheck.
It went straight into asset prices instead.
Stocks tripled. Real estate doubled. Your wage stagnant.
This is how they made you poorer while appearing richer.
The recovery was only for asset owners.
While you work for wages, they print your value away.
If you didn't own assets, you owned nothing.
By 2019, housing was less affordable than 2007.
The bubble was bigger than the one that exploded.
Then March 2020 arrived like a hurricane.
The economy stopped, but the printer never did.
In 8 weeks, they printed more than 2008's 6 years. $5 trillion. Just like that. Created from nothing.
They called it stimulus. It was theft.
40% of all dollars ever created appeared in 2020.
While you got $1,200, BlackRock got billions.
Your grandparents bought a house on a single income.
The inflation tax hit every purchase you made.
Groceries up 30%. Gas up 40%. Homes up 50%.
Your savings lost 20% purchasing power in 3 years.
This is why you'll never own a home.
They devalued the finish line faster than you could run.
But the money printing created another problem.
It attracted a new predator to the housing market. One that doesn't need a mortgage or emotions.
One that buys 100 homes before breakfast.
The institutional investor had entered the chat.
Today, 2 incomes can't afford a starter home. And they brought unlimited capital with them.
Blackstone bought 50,000 homes after the 2008 crash. They paid cash. You needed a mortgage.
You were competing against a money printer.
Progress Residential, Invitation Homes, American Homes for Rent.
These names own your neighborhood now.
They turned the American dream into a rental subscription.
You'll own nothing and you know.
In 2022, investors bought 28% of all homes.
In some cities, it was over 50%.
What happened between then and now?
They're not buying homes. They're buying your future.
Why are institutions so obsessed with houses?
Because the Fed guarantees they can't lose.
When rates drop, home prices rise. They profit.
When rates rise, they buy the foreclosures. They profit. It's heads they win, tails you lose.
And they're using your retirement money to do it.
Your pension fund owns the company that outbid you.
This is financial engineering at its darkest.
They bundle the rental income into bonds.
The answer is hidden in plain sight.
Then sell those bonds to your pension fund.
The system feeds on itself. You feed the system. Every rent check you write makes them stronger.
They're building an empire on your inability to own.
And the government? They cheer it on.
Because institutional investors donate to both parties.
This isn't capitalism. It's a rigged monopoly board.
The rules were written by the players themselves.
Zoning laws keep supply artificially low,
while demand is turbocharged by money printing.